Good morning, students and family. Today we're going to learn about the Early Bird Breakfast Club. All right, to learn about our breakfast program and our school lunch program as well, let's introduce the nutrition staff. This is Miss Susan Blomley, here on the left. Wave, Susan. Hi, Susan. She is our nutrition director, and then most of you probably already know Miss Debbie Intamin. Hi, Debbie. Our nutrition manager and chef. Susan, tell us a little bit about yourself.
I'm a registered dietitian, and I've lived in this county for 30 or so years. Before I was a dietitian nutritionist, I was a mother here at the school. Both my girls started in preschool here.
Oh, I didn't know
We went
that.
to school for 8 years during
I didn't know that.
education. Yes.
Cool.
We got history.
Yeah, you do.
So it's been a lot of fun to come back. During the intervening years, I mostly did clinical work with hospitals, nursing homes, and seeing healthcare at that end of the spectrum gave me a really nice appreciation for working with children.
Right. Well, great. And how long have you been at the Learning Center in this capacity as nutrition director?
About a year and a half.
A year and a half. Okay. All right, Miss Debbie, your turn.
I am the nutrition manager and chef,
Uh-huh.
and what that means is that I take care of the daily operations, make sure the food gets out on time, make sure
Right.
things are ordered, make sure the rest of my staff knows what they're supposed to be doing,
Right.
and just run the kitchen.
Okay. Let's take a tour of how our new breakfast is going to work. It's called the Early Bird Breakfast Club, right? And I guess, can you tell us the idea behind this? What's the big push with this, Miss Susan?
Breakfast is so important. As soon as children start working and thinking, their metabolic needs go way up. We know from lots of different studies that schools that have these universal breakfast, which is free breakfast for all students.
Free breakfast. Gotcha.
Yes. That these programs usually benefit the students and the school with better test scores, less downtime in the classroom, less absences because of illness, less
Oh.
tardies. So
Probably better behavior.
yes, more on-task time in the classroom because
Okay.
the kids are nourished and they're fueled up and ready to go.
Right. We've always had a breakfast program, but this year we're just changing it a little bit. Can you explain that for us, Miss Debbie?
Yes, it's still universal free breakfast. We're changing the logistics a little bit.
Okay.
Let me just walk through that.
Okay.
Students.
Tell us where the students come into the building.
Students are going to come in the back door for breakfast.
Okay, so
starting
they're
this
used to
year.
that front door over there, but they're not coming in there. They're coming in the back.
The back.
Okay.
They can be dropped off right back there, and they come in the back before they go anywhere else.
Okay.
Before they go to homeroom or anything. Those doors will be unlocked, and they may come in at 7:15.
7:15. Okay.
There will be tables, 3 stations set up across approximately that blue line back there.
Okay.
And there'll be different grade groups like K2 and so forth. They'll go to their appropriate table where they will sign in. There'll be a teacher there to help them.
Okay.
They'll sign in, they'll order lunch, all that.
Take
early
care of all the
morning.
paperwork that they used to do with their
Right.
teacher in
That
class.
the teacher used to have to do will now be taken care of here.
Okay.
At 7:20, the line will open for breakfast.
Okay, so the line is going to start here where the good morning sign is. Okay.
That's right. The line will form here.
Okay.
There will be, the milk box is going to stay here. They'll be able to get a tray and their
Okay.
milk and their silverware.
Okay.
There will still be a hot option.
And can you
here.
give us an example of some of your hot options?
Well, we're going to stick with a few of our favorites, the scrambled eggs that everybody likes, the chicken biscuits, for example, that the kids are pretty crazy about.
Yeah.
But we're also trying some new things. We're going to do some ethnic flavors. We're going to do an Italian breakfast bowl. We're
Ooh,
going
yum.
to do a breakfast burrito.
Ooh.
There's also going to be fresh fruit on the fruit bar.
Okay, so they're going to get their hot food here.
Right. There'll be a variety of breads, depending on what day it is,
Right.
that they can choose from. There will be cereal and fruit. This is a cereal dispenser. There's nothing in it right now.
Right,
but-
'cause it's summer.
But it will.
Yeah.
And then probably still some of the bulk packs that they're used to, and some fresh fruit like bananas to put on their cereal, or raisins
Yum.
in pre-portioned cups.
Okay.
So they can pick that up.
Okay.
And if they rather have cereal, that's fine.
Okay. What's on this cart here?
This is the salad bar that used to be over here. So in the morning, we'll use that just for additional cold serving if we need.
Okay. Okay. And then then do they have to go anywhere else? Once they're done
Yes.
there, then they come.
Once they've gotten their hot entree or their cereal or whatever they're eating, this is the fruit bar. We're going to feature more fresh fruit in the mornings, which will be nice.
Yeah.
And this is the point of sale where they put in their number,
Just like they're used
just
to.
like they're used to. Everybody needs to come by the point of sale and then go.
And then they go and all the tables will be set up and they sit.
That's right.
Okay, let me ask you one more question. I heard at the mandatory parent meeting this summer that there'll be lots of information available in here, not only for students but for parents as well. Can you explain where that'll be displayed?
That will be projected on the wall, actually, back there.
Okay.
It'll be a looped announcement.
Yeah, so anything, important stuff going on campus, any deadlines or whatever that
Any
people have to know
important
about.
events coming up, that sort of thing. Any
Okay.
volunteer needs or supply needs, whatever, that'll be
Okay.
posted.
All right.
Also, we will have here, it's not put up yet, but we're going to have a community bulletin board.
Okay.
A place for people to post their own announcements or their, for sales or whatever. We
Oh,
don't really
cool.
have a place like that on campus at present, and we need one. And
So
it-
if they have some puppies for sale, they
Right.
can list it there, that kind of
right,
stuff.
that kind of thing.
Okay, awesome. Can you both take us on a tour of the kitchen? Okay, Miss Susan, kids aren't allowed in the kitchen.
That's true.
And that's because of state rules and this, that, and the other, right?
Yes, there have been some changes in the United States Food Code, and the state of North Carolina has adopted those changes. All food service areas need to have limited access.
Okay, but can we take a peek on video?
Yes.
Okay, let's do it.
Come on in.
All right, so we come in and there's food prep stations. Miss Debbie, you're here too. Can you explain what some of this stuff is?
Sure. This is a warming cabinet where we hold food warm so that it's nice and the right temperature when it's served.
Okay,
This is the convection oven. This is where I do almost all of the oven cooking.
okay, it's a big one.
It's pretty big.
Okay,
And it's faster than a regular oven.
convection ovens are.
Convection oven.
Okay,
This is our steamer. This is where we prepare most of our vegetables.
okay,
Our vegetables are steamed rather than prepared any other way. They're not usually boiled. Steaming preserves the integrity of the vegetables a little bit better.
okay. Of course, that looks familiar to all of us.
Oh,
That's our
yeah.
stove,
This is the stove,
6-burner.
6-burner.
Okay, so I'm looking around. There's a sink, there's more food prep, and there's storage and some refrigerators and stuff. I don't see a fryer.
No, that's probably what is the most different about our kitchen are the things that are not here. And one is a deep fryer. We do not have a fryer. We don't fry anything. If we want something crispy, we brush on a little olive oil and stick it in the convection oven. There's no deep frying. There's no microwaving.
No microwave. So you're cooking from scratch.
Yes, we are cooking from scratch every day.
Always have, always will.
Always have. There are a lot of schools that are moving back to that, but we've always been there. So.
Awesome. That's what I love. Okay, let's take a peek around the corner. All right, kiddos, this is what you're used to seeing. This is where you put your tray in. You're on that other side out there, and you put your tray, and in it comes in here, and then it gets sprayed off by that big hose. Awesome. And then what's this machine right here?
This is the dishwasher.
That's the dishwasher.
Yep.
The dishes
It
go
gets
in there.
They go in there on a tray. It gets closed down. I'm not going to close it right now because it's not set up properly. And then it comes out the other side.
And that's pretty fast process, isn't
Pretty
it?
fast process.
Okay. Can you show us into the big refrigerator and big freezer? Okay, so here we're outside going into the big mysterious refrigerator and freezer.
These are what we call our walk-ins. We have a big walk-in freezer and a walk-in refrigerator. We'll go take a look at
All
both
right.
of them.
Let's do it. So the first part's the refrigerator.
This is the refrigeration part.
Woo, it's freezing in here. All right, so it's usually during school, it's loaded up with
It's
food.
usually very loaded up, yes.
All right, and then this other door.
This takes us into the freezer compartment.
In the freezer, there it is, kiddos, the big freezer. And it's really freezing in here. All right, so you've been. All right, let's go back outside and show you this last thing out here. We've never had this chain link fence here before. What's going on with that?
The fence is to add extra security to this area because of the walk-ins that need to be kept secure and because the greenhouse is going to be moved up here.
Oh, cool.
And we're going to actually be hopefully growing some of our salad greens in the greenhouse with students helping in that process. Miss Emily's going to be lead on that, and that's where the greenhouse is going right there, and that's the purpose of the fence, is to keep that secure.
All right. Okay, well, Miss Susan, Miss Debbie, thanks for the tour this morning and giving us all the information. Is there anything else you want us to know?
We just want to invite everybody to come to Early Bird Breakfast Club. There'll be coffee for the adults, and the meal is a low price for the adults, and the kids are free.
Kids are free. And you've
Our
made,
students are
yeah, the students are free. Lots of information available. Parents might even be able to get onto a computer while they're here if they need to check out information, whatever they need to do. Community bulletin board. Lots of things going on and good, hearty breakfast. Thank you both.